Well, reaction is still coming in from the U.S. capture of Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro and his wife over the weekend. Now, there are conflicting reports on just how Venezuela will be run moving forward. U.S. President Donald Trump says the United States will, in his words, run Venezuela until a leadership transition has been completed. However, his own Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, said yesterday that the U.S. will not take a day-to-day role in governing the country other than enforcing an existing oil quarantine. And the U.S. will use sanctions on the country as a means to press for policy change. Now, Venezuela's top court has appointed Delcy Rodriguez as acting president. She had been Maduro's vice president since 2018. Venezuelans across the world are reacting to the news. And Meriely Arias is a Venezuelan who has lived in Canada since 2008. She's also a board member of the Venezuelan Canadian Society of BC, and she's been good enough to join us this morning. Good morning to you, Meriely.
Good morning.
Thank you for being with us. First off, your reaction when you first saw this action by the United States, this attack and capture of Nicolás Maduro and his wife.
It's been a roller coaster. I think we're hopeful that Maduro is going to face the justice for the crimes that he's been accused of. So that is the biggest takeaway out of the whole situation, at least so far for us.
And what about the idea that Trump, the timing of this is Trump basically trying to distract from domestic affairs and from his own sagging, approval ratings?
I wouldn't be able to comment on that. I'm not an expert on the U.S. politics. What I can say is that for us as a country, this is a change that we have been looking for a long time. The people of Venezuela have tried many times to generate this change, and we have not been able to. So having this development in our country is a big thing for us.
And Venezuela's top court has appointed Maduro's deputy, essentially, Delcy Rodriguez, as acting president. What impact do you think that is going to have?
Well, we're hoping that this is the beginning of a transition to a more democratic, to reestablish democracy in our country. It is following our constitution. That's what the constitution says that needs to happen. So in that regard, they are following our laws. So that is something that gives us hope that this will be a process that is the beginning of a process. It's going to be a long process.
We are seeing other countries, though, recognize Venezuela's opposition as well as, I suppose, the group that will be stepping up to power. Do you think that might be the case?
We definitely hope so. We have strong opposition leaders. We went through elections not too long ago, and the people of Venezuela voted for a change. So if this process leads to a new government, that is a great thing for us as a country to have the option for a different kind of political picture, let's say.
Well, what I guess political leadership in Venezuela under Maduro, how has that impacted the lives of Venezuelans over the past decade?
Well, it's not a secret that Venezuelans have endured a severe humanitarian crisis, economic crisis for a long time. We have had a huge amount of people leaving the country looking for a better future, better conditions. So that should give you a great indication of how things are in the country. It has not been good, and the last few years it has been really growing in difficulty for the people in Venezuela.
And what about your own ties to Venezuela? You have family that remain there?
Yes, I do. I have my own family on both my parents' sides and my husband's as well.
And how are
Yeah.
they feeling about this?
They are hopeful that is a change. They have welcomed um, the news since the beginning. It was a scary moment for them, for all of us. While we didn't know really what was happening, but they welcome the change. I think their sentiment is pretty much what you have seen is overjoyed by the possibility of a change.
And as you say, I mean, many Venezuelans have left to start lives elsewhere. Do you see people coming back when, if we see an orderly transfer of government?
That possibly could be something that happens. I think it's too early to tell. We're at the very beginning of this process, but I would say, at least myself, I would welcome the possibility of going to my country, even just to visit.
Hmm.
That would be a great thing. I haven't been there in a long time, so I would definitely welcome that opportunity. And yeah, maybe there will be some people that are expecting this to be the opportunity for them to return to their families. Yeah.
It is clear, of course, as we said, that many Venezuelans want to see Maduro gone. But do you have any reservations at all about how this was carried out, or the justification for kidnapping, the kidnapping of Maduro? That this was to do with drugs.
Um, well, that's part of the charges that he's facing, if I'm correct. So, um, again, he has a lengthy list of crimes that he's been accused of. So, um, I don't know. Again, I'm not an expert, but I don't see, as a Venezuelan, um, any possibility that he would, voluntarily go and um, face justice for whatever he's been accused of.
Hmm.
So I think for us as a country, this is a step on the right direction.
Um, has this had an impact on whether or not you yourself will return to Venezuela?
I have been in Canada for almost 20 years now.
Wow.
My kids are here. Um, and Canada has been a great country for me. We have a life here,
Hmm.
but I would definitely would like to have the opportunity to go and visit my family that I haven't seen in almost 10 years. Um, and, I have new family members, babies that have been born, people that have passed away. So I would definitely welcome the opportunity to embrace my family again and to, enjoy their company and be able to show my kids my country.
And Meriely, what would you like to see Canada do to support the transition?
I think Canada has a great history of diplomacy and calmness in situations like this. I think that is needed at this time. We can get um, involved in many emotions with the situation, and it's very dramatic. So um, I think having Canada as a country and the experience that Canada has had in diplomacy could help our country get to a better place in a more stable
Mm.
and long lasting democracy.
Meriely, it's very good to hear you this morning. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Oh, no problem. Thank you so much.
You take care. Best of luck to you.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. That is Meriely Arias, who's a Venezuelan Canadian, board member of the Venezuelan Canadian Society of BC. Charlie Cho is here with your traffic and weather.
Yes, let's start in Delta on Highway 91. Northbound flow is seriously slowed from Nordell Way and Cliveden Avenue. The left lane is blocked.